So, you may have heard of the term addictive personality. Usually when you hear this term, it's someone talking about how when they quit one addiction, they start another. It's pretty common. But is there such a thing as a personality that makes somebody more likely to start an addiction or less likely to stop addictive behavior once they start? Nope.
That's all, folks.
Now I know what you're thinking. But how can that be? Well, according to this literature review by an expert in addiction and rehabilitation, there just is no such thing as an addictive personality. But aren't the risk of addiction and personality characteristics genetic? Yes. And aren't some personality traits more heritable than others? Yes.
So how is there no such thing as an addictive personality?
Well, that's a good question, and I'll answer it using a case study that references the work of one of America's foremost experts in addiction and personality, Matt Groening. Now, before I get to the analysis, we need some
operational definitions.
Yeah, I thought the lightning would make that seem less nerdy, but anyway. So the personality trait of impulsivity is often divided into subsets. According to the test most used to measure impulsivity, attentional impulsivity and motor impulsivity are the ones most related to addictive behavior. Attentional impulsivity is the inability to focus attention or concentrate at the task at hand because you're vulnerable to intrusive bunnies, thoughts that derail your thought process. Motor impulsivity is impulsivity in physical behavior. For an example, take a look at this clip from Malcolm in the Middle.
I'm married, I have responsibilities. I'm just not a 16-year-old maniac anymore who... Interesting.
People who have high motor impulsivity will be more likely to act without thinking. You fully intended to do activity X, but then on impulse did instead activity Y. So it should be pretty clear how the personality trait of impulsivity relates to any kind of addiction. If you're easily distracted by an interesting stimulus, and have a hard time resisting the urge to do something you find interesting, chances are you're going to do it, even if you're trying not to. So now that we have the operational definitions, let's go into character analysis. The Futurama character Bender Bending Rodriguez is portrayed in the show as an alcoholic who is impulsive. If he sees alcohol, he's going to drink it. Additionally, Bender has been shown to have more motor impulsivity than attentional. But when we look at Bender's personality as a whole, he has several other distinct personality traits. He is deceptive and manipulative, and frequently engaging in criminal activity. He is pretty self-absorbed.
B-E-N-D-E-R, Bender! B-E-N-D-E-R, Bender!
And has a hard time understanding the emotions of others. Now, if you had already seen my video on Walter White, these traits might sound familiar. These are the characteristics of someone with antisocial personality disorder. Now, I don't think Bender is quite at the point where he would have that diagnosis, because even though he lies to them constantly, he seems to have genuine concern about his friends even if he's unwilling to admit it. But Bender is a good example of what it typically looks like when you have antisocial traits mixed with a drinking problem. When antisocial personality traits coincide with substance abuse in real-life people, the usual trigger for use is boredom.
Bender is bored! Bender is bored!
Which means recovery for these people will often involve stimulating or interesting activities. Now let's take a look at another cartoon addict, Barney Gumble. Barney is also an alcoholic, and he is also impulsive. If he sees beer, he'll drink it. Barney has more attentional impulsivity than motor impulsivity, and his personality as a whole has other major differences from Bender. While Bender is outgoing and confident, Barney is shy and shows symptoms of depression. And unlike his shameless robot counterpart, Barney has been shown to carry around a lot of guilt about his addiction. Barney is also more abstract and intellectual than Bender, and is shown to have a rich inner world that he often retreats to.
There's a line in Othello about a drinker, now a sensible man, by and by a fool, presently a beast.
Like Bender, Barney doesn't quite meet the threshold of a personality disorder, but he does come pretty close to avoidant personality disorder. His main trigger for use is negative emotions, especially the anxiety that is produced by social situations and the depression that is produced by crushing loneliness. Like real-life people with co-occurring social phobia and substance use disorder, the constant anxiety from wanting social connection, but being too afraid to meet new people is often what is driving the drinking for Barney. This shows how it can be possible that there are inheritable personality traits that are associated with the risk of addiction, and yet there isn't such thing as an addictive personality. You have two individuals with the same vice and the same personality trait that contributes to that vice, but they have very different personalities and very different obstacles to coping and even different treatment outcomes. As you might have guessed, if the brash and overconfident Bender and the mild-mannered Barney both decided to go to rehab and get clean, the one more likely to stay clean would be Bender.
What?
Well, maybe you didn't guess that, but it's absolutely Bender, and here's why. The way that they're presented in the show, Bender isn't more likely to stop drinking than Barney is. But if they both had equal motivation to stop drinking, and both went to inpatient treatment to get cleaned up, Barney would actually be more likely to relapse. That's because social support predicts how likely you are to stay sober more than your personality does. Bender has a supportive social system of sober friends, and a job that provides thrill and adventure to keep him safe from boredom. The only people Barney hangs out with on a regular basis are the people who use his drug of choice. His best friend is his dealer.
Oh, sounds like a certain loser could use some tanking up.
He would have to build a social support system from scratch, and with his shy demeanor, that could be very challenging for him. So I think what this points out is that more than willpower, and more than your personality, when it comes to addictive behavior, congratulations, you watched that whole video. You must be really interested in the science of addiction, or maybe you really don't want to do the thing you've been putting off this whole time. Well, if it's the former, check out this video about how Sarod is Middle-earth's most notorious drug dealer. And if you're just procrastinating, here's another video, because why not? And if you're feeling really impulsive, why don't you subscribe to this channel for more pop culture psychoanalysis? Come on, live a little. The bunnies want you to.